Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Buy and for Byte, and we are here with the chapter 2 of cell scripting. So let's go and we will see what are the things we are going to learn in this particular chapter. So the first thing, like how we can manipulate the files, like what are the information we can add in the existing files, how we can manipulate those files using redirecting and appending operators, how you can list the files that are there in a particular folder. The fourth one is hidden files. So what are the hidden files that are there in any particular folder? And the last part is how you can rename a file, rename a folder, how you can copy a file, copy a folder, or how you can delete a file and a folder. So starting with the first one, that is manipulating files. So we will learn how you can use the redirect and the appending operator. So in this particular chapter, so in the first chapter, if you have gone through that part, so we already discussed like to print any string on the output, so we can use the echo command. So here what I'm doing, I'm running. So this is still dollar sign, we have the prompt part. So this is the echo command, and within this is the string part. So I'm trying to print this particular string in the output section. When you run the echo command, the string will get printed. So here the printing statement, welcome to my YouTube channel. So now I want to create a file and transfer this information to that particular file. So for example, I want to create a txt file, and in the txt file I want to have this particular line. So how we can achieve that? So to achieve that, we can use the redirect operator, that is greater than symbol. So in cell scripting, this greater than symbol we call as a redirect operator. So you just have to type the command echo, and whatever you want to add in your txt file, you can add, and then apply the redirect operator and give the file name where you want to add or transfer this particular line. So what it will do, so the redirect operator will take the output from this string part, and then the content of this particular file will go into chapter underscore 2.txt file. So how you can validate like this particular portion is added in chapter 2.txt file. So to do that part, so we have the other command, that is cat. So cat command is simply used to show the content of any file on the screen. So here the command is, you can type cat and the file name to see the content of the, so what exactly there in this particular file. So this will show welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is the content we have added in the previous command, and we now we are validating whether these content is there or not, like it is added or not with the redirect operator part. Okay, so this is the first thing we have learned in this particular slide. We will see in the VS Code also. I will give you an example. Like, so the next part is, so we have added one line in the txt file, that is chapter2.txt. Now I want to add the second line. So how we can do that part? So simply now it's time to append, means adding extra thing. So here we will use append operator, and the symbol of append operator is greater than symbol. So again we are doing the same thing. I'm using the echo command to print the string, and within this string I'm writing and just data analysis. So what I'm doing, so in chapter2.txt file, we already have the first line. This line will get added in the next line. So now we have two lines in chapter2.txt. So we can visualize or validate with the cat command. Got it. Now there are also an additional feature of cat command. So cat command is not simply for showing the content of any file on the screen, or you can also use the cat command. So the short form for the cat command is cat concatenation. It means to add. So it can also be used to combine the content of multiple files. So how you can do that? So for example, here you can see on the right hand side. So in the first command, I want to print the content of a file, that is line1.txt. So within line1.txt, there was a line added by me, that is hi Ashish. So it is printing the content part. Then I have a next file that is line2.txt, and within that file I have a content hi by info byte. So cat command is used to print both the content. Now what I want to create a new file that is lines.txt, and within that particular part I want to combine line1.txt and line2.txt content in this particular file that is lines.txt. So cat is also used to combine the content of multiple files. When you try to print the content of cat this lines.txt, so you will have both line hi Ashish and hi wine for white. So cat is important command to see the content of the file on the screen, and second to combine the content of multiple files. The next part is listing. So listing is basically to list out all the files and directories in your current directory. So in this example, for example, when you type ls on the terminal, it will list out all the files there in the build course directory or build course folder thing. And for example, you can also use ls to verify whether the files is there or not. For example, I'm looking for abc.txt file. So you can see in this particular folder, I don't have any such file with a name called abc.txt. And I just wrote like ls abc.txt to verify whether this file is there or not. So in the output, we are getting an error and saying cannot access. No such file or directory means this file is missing that we are looking for. So let's create this file and again try this particular command. So what I did, so in the first chapter, I have taught you like how you can create a file. So using a touch command, you can also create a file on the terminal. So I'm using touch and I'm giving the file name that is abc.txt. So after running this command, it will create a file with a name abc.txt. Now again, if you're running ls abc.txt, now you are getting the file name. It means this file is there. It means the file is present in your folder that is build underscore course thing. Okay. Now the second advantage is, for example, in this particular folder build course, you have a multiple of files, lot of files. For example, you have 20 files, and okay, and you are looking for some file name. For example, you have 50 txt file, 20 sh file, and you are looking for .sh file. So you can't scroll and look for all 50 files. So what you can do, you can list out. So you can use a pattern to only print those files which are matching with a pattern. For example, the pattern I'm fetching here is .txt. So star is used to fetch a pattern. So I'm saying to my terminal that list out all the files which has the endpoint is .txt, or we can say the endpoint suffix is .txt. So whatever the file's name in my directory, if they are ending with .txt, they will come up in the result. So when I did this ls star.txt, it will print out all the files name that are ending with .txt file. Same you can apply for sh, like you can give star.sh file. Or for example, you are dealing with BAM files, VCF files, so you can use that pattern to fetch. Or if you are dealing with FASTQ files, so if you want to have all the R1 files, so you can give star R1.fastq something to fetch all the R1 files. Now the second important command in ls is ls minus l and then star.txt. So we are fetching a pattern and we are also giving minus l. So minus l is used for the long pattern thing. Long pattern in the sense means full details of the files. So here we are getting the files name. You can see abc.txt, and then we are also getting the date part. This is Jan 28 when this file has created. This is the timing like the last time it is modified. So for example, this file is updated. The last time it was 1:38 p.m. and this was 5:17 p.m. like that. And this particular row is giving information on the size of the file. So like this is 0, 8, 10, 15 KB, 25, 413 KB. So this is the size of the file. So if you want to, so for example, we have a lot of file and I want to see, okay, which particular file is taking more space in my memory or my storage thing. So we can list out all the files and we can see, okay, this particular file is 1 GB or 2 GB, something like that. So this file will take more time in processing thing. So when you encounter with any biological data, for example, BAM file, FASTQ file, so there are a lot of size. Like you are going to deal with the file size, like or any single cell output data. So they are like in GB. So they will take a lot of time. So you can see, okay, this file is like this much space. Okay. Now coming to the next part is the hidden files. So before going to the hidden files, so let's see all the commands on the VS Code, how we can do this redirect and appending operator and how we can list out all the files. Okay. So now here I'm in the terminal part, and as of now, if I do ls, so I have these files. I have only one object.txt file. So let's print echo and I want to say hi everyone. Okay, now it is printing hi everyone. Now I want to transfer this content to a particular new file with an appending operator that is greater than sign. I'm saying so new file 1.txt. Okay, press enter. Now new file 1.txt is created, and when you do ls to list out all the files, now you can see new file 1.txt is there. So how to validate like this particular line is added in this particular file. So for do that part, we use the cat command and give the file name new. Press enter. Now we have hi everyone content in the new file 1.txt. So this is like people used to verify everything on terminal. You can also go to this particular file and see like hi everyone is added. But it's good to have a practice on the terminal. Like you can fetch everything on the terminal with the command. Now let's do next thing. Like I want to add one more command. So this is chapter 2. Okay, and I want to add in a new file, that is new file. So let's give a name 2.txt. Okay, now if I see the content of new file 2.txt, it is saying this is chapter 2. Okay, now let's see the magic of cat command. So we can combine content of multiple files. So for example, I want to new file 1.txt and then new file 2.txt. We are going to combine into a new file, that is new file.txt. Now I have a new file, and when you use the new file.txt, I have the content for hi everyone, and this is chapter 2. Got it? For example, I want to add one more line in this particular file. So see, either way you can do, like you can simply add here. You can say bio course. I have added this particular line and save it. And again, if I do cat part, so now I have 3 lines. How I can do with the command line? So simply you can do echo. So course, welcome to our channel, and I want to append in the existing file, so we can use the append operator. So so we have discussed this, like redirect is with single greater than, and when we're dealing with append, so we have to provide double greater than sign. So same thing we are doing, we are providing double greater than sign and then providing the file name, that is new file.txt. Now if I do again cat, so now I have 4 lines that are there in new file.txt. Hi everyone, this is chapter 2 and course, welcome to our channel. So now you have learned 3 things. So how you can manipulate files using append operator and redirect operator, how you can combine the content of the file using cat command, or how you can dump the content of the file on the screen using the cat command. Okay. Now the next task is the listing. So we have discussed when you type ls command, it will list out all the files that are present in the particular directory. That is, here the directory name is build course. So whatever the files are there, it will come up. Okay. And the next one is I want to fetch. So for example, right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are total 9 files there in build course, and total txt file is 3. So I want to say, so you can't go over all the files and see okay there are 20 txt files. So simply print the files which are having an extension .txt. So I can use the patterns. The pattern is star mark and then full stop and then give the pattern name is .txt. Okay. And then when you print enter, so same way you can also, okay, so I missed out one thing. So .txt, and then we have to use the code part. Yeah. So the pattern we are looking for is .txt. So now we have in the output all the files which are ending with .txt extension. Okay. Same way you can do for like I want to do fetch for mp4 .mp4. So mp4 is there. So these are the three contents that I've created. So the extension is .mp4. Okay. Now going back to our course, so we have learned the cat command, how we can list the files, and ls minus l is pending. So if it do ls minus l, so it will give all the files the last time the modification has happened and the date and the size of the file. Now coming to the third topic, that is hidden files. So hidden files and directory identified by starting with a dot sign. So to list all the files, including your existing files and the hidden files, you need to use the command ls-a, and it will print everything on the output thing. So to uh, get the details of the hidden files, just do ls-a. So let's see. So here I'm doing ls-a. So here you can see we have these files name and also the dot part. Dot part is the hidden files. So for example, hidden files is basically these are the things that basically when you are dealing with Git platform. So these are things which are getting ignored by Git part. So for example, if someone wants to ignore all the files that are ending with .txt, so how you can do that part? So for example, I don't want to have .txt file in use thing. So what I will do, I will transfer this .txt pattern to .getIgnore part. And then if you want to filter the output of the command with ls command to exclude files with extension .txt, so you can simply use. Okay. So here what we are doing is ls is listing all the files, then we are using pipe and then grep command. Grep command is used to fetch any pattern or anything from the file, and minus this dash v is used, that is to exclude, not to include. So dash v is basically the meaning is exclude. So let's try this. So for example, if I'm saying echo and then I'm saying star.txt and transfer this to dot get ignore. Okay, so same thing we are doing, and then so now we have get ignore file created and the pattern is added. Got it? Now the next thing we are saying, we want to fetch this part. So see what we are typing, ls. So we are saying ls, then we are saying pipe, and then we are fetching grep, using grep command to fetch a pattern, and v. Now see what exactly we are within the code, we are fetching .txt. So what is we are doing here is, and giving this symbol. So let me explain this. So this forward slash is used to shorten the fetching part, and .txt is are the, what we can say is the extension that we are looking for. And this dollar sign is the ending of the file. So what we are telling to computer is list out all the files, and the pattern I'm giving .txt, and dollar sign means that are at the end of the file. So dollar is used for the end files, and this will list out all the files except .txt. When you press enter, so you will get in the output all the files except .txt, because we are saying with -v that list out all the files exclude .txt pattern files. Now for example, let's say I'm creating one more file. So let's create a new file with so list out. So we have new as a starting prefix. So we have seen the dollar symbol for suffix. Now do the same thing for the prefix part. Okay. So what I'm saying, for the prefix part, you use this symbol. You can use symbol for fetching the forward part. And what is the prefix? I want to fetch the new part. Okay. So whatever files name starting with new will exclude in this particular output, and other than the other files will get printed. So this is the way you can do the listing with some grep command also, to which files you want to include, which files you want to exclude, and you can store whatever the files you want to ignore. You can add it in git ignore, so git ignore will not be tracked. And the next part is like if you do ls, so now because, and now do ls minus a, so we have a new file added, that is git ignore, because we have added, and we are saying giving a pattern. So if we want to exclude all the txt files, we can exclude. Now the next part is how you can move, copy, and remove a file. So for example, I want to start with a mv command, like renaming a file name. So what I will do, so for example, right now I have a name .new file.txt. So what I will do, this is new file.txt, and I want to rename it new file.txt. So see, this new file.txt is now changed to new file.txt. So this is the way you can change the file name. Okay, and same way you can rename the folder name. So for example, let's go back once directory back and see. So here we have all the files name, folders name. So I want to change this build course name to build course new. So because we are already using these files, so let's close this and now try this. Okay, so right now on the left hand side we are using, so let's try to rename it other course. So if I am saying move NGS and give the name to NGS new, see it is done. So now this NGS is done, move it to NGS new. So what was happening with the build course, because the folder we are opening in the VS Code is the build course. So we can't do any modification in the build course folder name. So we can go back one directory in this particular setup thing, then we can rename. So on the terminal, we can rename the other folder like we did for NGS thing. Okay. Now go back to build course. And now the next part is how we can copy a file with the cp command and how we can delete a file with the rm command. To copy a file, you can simply do copy command and new file.txt and given file copy.txt. So see, file copy.txt is created with all the contents that were there in new file.txt. Now how to remove this particular file? I can simply say remove new file.txt. Now I don't have any file name with new file.txt because that is removed with rm command. So this is the way you can do. So we have learned like how to rename a file with the command mv command, how to copy a file with cp command, how you can delete a file with rm command. Same thing you can try with the directory part. Okay. Now this is an exercise you can try at home. So you can pause the video and note down the questions and try to solve it. So what you have to do, you first have to use the echo command and then use need to use the redirect operator to make a file called foo.txt. And the content you should have in this particular file is hello world. So you can use echo command and the string you want to print and then using the redirect operator to transfer this content to a new file that's foo.txt. The next task is using the cp command to copy the content of this particular file into a new file that is bar.txt. Okay, and we already have discussed the diff command that is used to see the differences in the two files. So you can use diff command to confirm that contents of both the file foo.txt and bar.txt are the same. The second question for this exercise is by combining the cat command and the redirect operator, you need to create a file that is called bash.txt without the cp command. So here what we are doing, we were doing copy the content of the foo.txt file in a new file with a cp command. But here you don't have to do that part. You simply try to use the cat and this redirect operator to have this bash.txt file, and this file will have this content of. Now the third task is create a file with this name quuux.txt, and this particular file should have the content of foo.txt and also followed by the content of bar.txt. Okay, and how you can achieve that, so I have given the hint. So you can use cat command because cat command is useful to combine the multiple arguments or multiple files. Now let's go to the summary part. So these are the commands you should remember and you should practice to update anything on the Linux server or Linux environment. So this greater than symbol is basically redirect output to a file name, append operator to file name, then you want to print any content of the file to the screen, so you can use cat command. Diff command is used to see the difference of two files. Ls list out all the files or directories. Ls minus l list out in the long format. Ls minus rtr means list out in reverse modification time. Ls minus a list out all the files including the hidden files. Touch is used to create an empty file. Then if you want to rename a old file to a new file, you can use move command, give old file name, old directory name, and give a new file name or new directory name. Same apply with copy. If you want to copy old to new, so you can use cp command, provide the old file name and new file name. If you want to remove a file, use a command rm and provide the file name or directory name. And if you want to forcefully remove a particular file, you can use rm minus f and provide the file name. Thank you, and please like and subscribe my channel to learn the NGS data analysis and the cell scripting part.